Hello, Mark Larsen here for the Dreamcatcher podcast. Thanks for joining me. Beautiful Saturday before Easter here in Nebraska. And wind's trying to come up a little bit, but still very nice. But yeah, last episode of the Dreamcatcher podcast, I talked about new beginnings. Well, new beginnings sometimes are after endings. In fact, most times it's with endings. And a lot of times the endings are brought about by circumstances that are not the most pleasant. Kind of like when Cheryl has had her cancers in past times, especially 10 years ago with her colon cancer. It was an ending of her health, of a lot of things that she had taken out, and I mean, it was good because she survived, but it was an ending, but a new beginning, because when Cheryl got her cancer in 2015, I had no idea. I remember walking with her dad outside the hospital when I think she'd just come out of surgery. I was wondering how I was going to handle this, because I knew the expenses, even with insurance, were going to be huge. And I still, to this day, I'm amazed that I am here 10 years later, because I had no clue on how this new beginning was going to occur. And but you know what? God guided me. We had people reach out. We had resources show up. But it was also with this new beginning and this ending, that the ending, it was one that made me change. It made me grow, made me level up. And I probably would never have leveled up to that point if it hadn't been Cheryl's cancer or something of the like. But yeah, here I am 10 years later. I've learned so much because of going through that. And I believe Cheryl has too. I mean, I hate that she had to go through that and has had to go through numerous things over the years with her health. But it has made us level up. It's also made us surrender to God, because with the big and huge expenses, even after insurance, we weren't able to do it. So we had to basically surrender to God. And actually, it continued on until even a few years ago, where it even got worse, where we lost a good share of everything we had. And we weren't able to pay our bills. We had our power turned off twice. And all the things that my backstory, it kept adding to my backstory, where I can help other people going through it, that I would not have. Because when you have firsthand experience, let me tell you, you are learning it more greatly than if you just were hearing about it. And but all the stuff, which is very painful, because I mean, I had always paid my bills on time. I had an 800 and some plus FICO score, had a huge amount of credit on credit cards and other things. And it got to the point where God took it all away. I mean, we lost all of it. Thankfully, with the kind people around us that helped us get through that, we were able to keep our house and everything like that, and are slowly but surely coming back from that. But and I think that's one reason why God wants me to write a book, for all the things that I've gone through in the last 10 years plus years. And but yeah, those new beginnings a lot of times are after really tough endings. And you never know when those endings are going to be showing up. They can be just like somebody flipped a switch. And yeah, so it is the new beginnings. I mean, new beginnings can be great when you do them on your own, but sometimes if you don't do them your own, God makes you do them on, if God wants you to do something, he's going to make sure he makes it uncomfortable enough to make sure you do those new beginnings and the endings occur, because he has things. I believe we all have callings on our life and things that he wants us to do. And some people will just get in the rut that this is what I'm going to do for my life. And people do that, but God can, if he wants to, he can make it difficult enough that you will move, and maybe sometimes even move physically, because what he wants you to do, he will really try to get you to do it. We all have free will. We also have the consequences of free will. And that's something Cheryl and I have discovered. And I'm very happy where I'm at as a person and where I have grown as, and all the people I can help. Hopefully with this podcast, even here, I can help. But just know that if you're going through an ending and a new beginning, that you're not alone. Reach out, because there's people people are, I think everybody goes through this in their life at least once, if not many times. And in fact, Cheryl and I might be getting ready to go through another new beginning. I don't know. She's going to have an MRI this afternoon. And we have some other tests coming up. So we just beginning, don't know what's going on here for sure, but yeah, she's got some health issues again. And don't know what this ending and beginning is going to do, but maybe it just moves us up to the next level of people we can help. People that, I don't know. Cheryl's never had an MRI. I've never been around them. We find out at 3:30 this afternoon. We do tests next week. I don't know. But yeah, God has a way of doing new beginnings and moving you forward. That is one thing. I'm uncomfortable, but not near as uncomfortable as I was 10 years ago, say, because I've been through so many things that I can handle more things without, it still bothers me, but maybe with tact and grace. I don't know if that's the words I want to use, but I can just handle them. And back then I got very upset. And I mean, I get upset, but not to the same extent. I'm able to handle more things. More things don't bother me. I know if it's God brings it about, it's the grace of God, that He has a reason for it. And like we discovered this when Cheryl was having her eye appointment the other day in Grand Island, which is a town nearby. And like that, the eye doctor said this could be a gift because they potentially think maybe she's going to have a stroke or maybe there's cancer in her brain. Don't know anything yet. We'll know more, I think, in the next few weeks. But if we catch like a potential stroke, that's definitely a gift. Cheryl has a lot of people in her family, especially women, that have died from cancer. So if we catch that beforehand, that is definitely a gift. So it's just perspective and how you look at things because, you can go to the negative always. But I used to be, especially when I was younger, I was very negative. But now I go to the positive. And I always look, it's like, what is God trying to teach me? What is this going to, how is this going to benefit, hopefully Cheryl greatly and myself and other people around the world, because we're all going through something, all of us. And most of us don't let other people know that. And I debated even telling on the podcast all this because it's still so much up in the air. We don't know really anything yet. And hopefully it's very benign and we can just move on. But we do have that stuff coming up. So, another new beginning because we have not done any of this stuff we're going to do today and next week too. More stuff to learn. Potentially, hopefully it's not a big deal and can be taken care of very easily. But yeah, it's, like I said, we're in spring. I'm looking at a clove fern right over there, one of my favorite bushes. I think it's native to Nebraska. New beginnings can be so beautiful. And, but endings and new beginnings can be difficult because sometimes you don't want to end this, maybe a relationship or where you live, whatever it is. But if it's occurring, then God must want you. And that's what my mindset is. If it's occurring, God must want me to move forward to that. And I believe He has a reason always for whatever happens in our life. And so that's kind of what we're getting ready to celebrate Easter with my dad and my sister and my aunt and stuff tomorrow. I hope everybody's going to have a great, this actually won't drop till Monday, so I hope you've had a great Easter. Get together because families are so important because you never know, in the blink of an eye, things can change. And that an ending and potentially a new beginning or just an ending. And I see so many people that are so worked up, always doing what needs to be done next without really living their life. And I think that's one of the problems in the United States. We don't live our life. We're always looking at the next thing where somebody said it was crazy to always be working towards the next, a moment like Friday to vacation to the weekend. It's like, this is your life. Today, not Friday night, not, when you're vacation. Today, live every moment of your life like it is your last. And I think that is a great wisdom there to live by because you never know when it's going to be your last. And I just see so many people doing that, or when they're going to retire, or when they're going to do all this stuff, and they act like you have all the time in the world. And the only thing you're only time you're guaranteed is this moment. And I know I'm harping, but I love people so much. I want them to wake up and realize this is their life. Go out and celebrate. In fact, this morning, Cheryl and I kind of went out and had a nice breakfast. We have no idea what this afternoon brings, but and it was an awesome breakfast. And then we went and walked at the Y. And Cheryl's actually taking a nap right now. She's rightly so stressed out. But hopefully it'll be very little. Hopefully they discover what's going on, and it's all good. So yeah, I know this is kind of a short podcast, but I think that I need to end it here, and just know that life is full of beginnings and endings, and that is how. I mean, you can kind of keep from doing that, but I think you don't keep. I think you potentially postpone dreams when you don't new beginnings, like I said in the podcast. But you have to have many times endings to have new beginnings, and they can be a lot of times painful. But you have to go through them because you will learn so much from those endings and the new beginnings too. And going through that, you're going to have so much more wisdom and knowledge that you can help somebody else get their dream. The ripple that I've talked about many times, positive ripple, you can help so many more people, and then they can help so many more people. So I think I know there's a reason for endings and beginnings. Because some people, I think, want to have, after they get out of school, they want to have it basically be the same every day until they get retirement, hit retirement, and then basically just wait, do a little bit of the stuff they always wanted to do and then die. And I'm not one of those people. You need to live your life today and have those new beginnings and those endings, because that is life. And just remember, God's got a calling on your life. Truly, I truly believe that. And to go through those, you will get to what He wants you to do. And He also, if you choose not to, He can make it very difficult to the point where you will go through them. Just like Cheryl and I had to surrender when we had no other option except to give everything to Him, because we didn't have the money to pay our bills, anything. And it was by the grace of God and the goodwill of people that we are here where we are today. And I think on that, I'm going to end. So like I said, this will drop Monday, so the day after Easter. And I hope everybody has a blessed Easter and is doing well health-wise. I feel for everybody going through stuff like this. I feel so much compassion for people that don't have homes, that don't know where their next meal is coming from. That's why, as a society, as people, we need to reach out, because we all need help at one time or another. And if you don't think so, you just haven't been to that point yet where you will need help, because I guarantee, will need help sometime. So on that, I'm going to end this episode of the Dreamcatcher podcast. Get ready to take Cheryl into her MRI, and everybody sending love, sending goodwill, good wishes, everything great. And on that, take care, and thanks for listening to this episode of the Dreamcatcher podcast. Bye.